What up? What up? What up? Just got a quick moment here. I just wanted to chop it up with you about something else right quick. You know, keep the conversation going. But I'm coming to you here from Ohio, and it's a beautiful morning. The sun is just beaming. I mean, it ain't really hot right now, but the sun is out and beaming, just, 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 just grilling this morning. So I'm enjoying it, soaking it up, letting it just tan my beautiful face and beautiful skin and just loving it. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about something really quick. Um, and it's weird that, I don't look it, but your boy is 40 years old and I'm learning with each year that I get older, I'm learning that we all still have these little hangups. Like, it's not that we aren't grown. We'll tell somebody in a heartbeat. I'm a grown ass man. I'm a grown ass woman. We'll do that in a heartbeat. But still, we'll look our eyes down when we see somebody from church that notices us when we're out somewhere. Maybe they'll see us smoking something that we shouldn't. Oh, hey, Mrs. Ruckleby, how you doing? Bless Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Why do we still do that? Is it shame? I figured, there's some people who they just don't care, and I understand, and they, they live out, they bold with it, and that's amazing. I commend you. But there's some of us who continue to have to, feel the need to put on a facade for certain people. Like, say it could be your parents. Say your parents, you just always wanted to kind of have this righteous air to you. So when you got around your parents, you dress different. When you got around your parents, your conversation is different. We change some of the banter that we have with our friends, and we don't use the language that we use around our friends and people that we're more comfortable with around those who we're trying to maintain a persona around. Is that you? Do you find yourself switching up? Maybe subconsciously, unintentionally, around different groups of people, we act different ways. Some could maybe conceive that as just being adaptability, being able to get into this group and become something relatable to them, and then to be able to get amongst these people and become something that's relatable to them. But I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about being able to adapt and being able to reach many people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the need to impress, not even just impress, but to, the word I'm looking for. Somebody out there knows it. I can feel it in the atmosphere. Somebody knows the word I'm looking for. But it's like you're trying to put on airs for certain people. Like, if it was just you and your friends, people you didn't have to try to impress or hold any weird esteem toward, we're just relaxing, we're equals. Then you kick back, you get a little slunch to you, you can slunch down, you don't have to sit so erect and hello Peter, you don't feel the need to do all that. But why is it that we feel the need to do that with certain people? I understand we have, our certain supervisors on our jobs that we feel like we have to kind of have a certain air around. I understand that. If they ain't paying your bills, ain't got your job, they ain't, what I'm saying. I don't know why would we be doing this with anyone else. You know, hell, I don't even care if you're my supervisor. You know, I feel like if you live honest enough and open enough, you shouldn't have to ever change who or what you are around anyone. But if you're an asshole, of course you have to change that up. You know what I'm saying? If you're a prick, or, what I'm saying, you have, a Karen type of personality, and we know what those are, then yeah, of course you got to change your stuff up because people don't like being around you as is. So of course you got to change up your swag around certain people. You got to change up around Amber now, and you got to act like, okay, for instance, you really ain't a racist. You really can't stand nothing about the perspective of a racist at all. It turns your stomach. But on your job, you have a group of people that ever since you got hired in, you know, you guys have been together, and every once in a while a little racist joke slips out and everybody laughs and you feel compelled to to because you don't want to seem the oddball. Now this is, if I was talking to a teenager, you know, this would be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, hey, give them a break. But some of us are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, own up, and still doing this. And why? Have you asked yourself, why are you working so hard to please people that don't matter? Why? You know, some of these people, and I'm sorry, my eyes are squinting. The sun is, I told you earlier, it's cooking and grilling out here this morning. Whew. The sun is cooking and grilling. But I had to make this video, I had to drop it because I wanted us to be able to finally take off the facade and take off the mask around different groups of people. If we just did a practice of that, maybe you have a accountability partner, you know, a partner, accountability partner, somebody who maybe has told you before, hey man, you switch it up a lot, bro. You act different around certain people. No, I don't, nigga, don't be telling me that. Yeah, they try to tell you. And maybe, you know what I'm saying, hey bro, can you hey, why don't you rock, you know, roll with me over to my people house, my mom and dad house. I want you to just sit with me right quick. And every time you start doing that, you start acting different. And they gonna tell you act different because they know how you act on your own. They know when you talk different. They know when you they know your swag. So they'll tell you straight up, hey bro, yeah, you acting flaky right now. And they'll help you, hold you accountable, man, so that you can see it and you can start understanding your behaviors. That's our thing that we want to do. We want to help to identify this is that behavior that always happens, you know, and I never even put my finger on why this happens. So let's identify the behaviors first. And the behavior is needing to act a certain way other than our genuine self around various groups of people. That's the problem. All right. And when you can be truthful with yourself and say, hey, I still got this going on in my life and I'm damn near 40, 50 years old, I still do this. And I never stopped to understand the psychology behind it. Like, why am I trying to impress people with trying to be something that I'm not? If I'm not super holier than thou, why am I pretending to be that way around my grandmother? You really don't think grandma, Nana, you don't think Nana know what you really do? Some of us, if we was able to go back in time and see what Nana and Grand was doing back in her heyday, you know what I'm saying? So we have to stop letting other people's idea or what they put on us. We have to stop letting that be a weight to us. Like, that's your psychology. What you think I should be doing, or how you think I should be speaking, and the fact that you think I should be talking with more addiction, that's a issue that you have to deal with. You don't. I'm not an avatar or a NPC character inside of your gameplay, or you know, that you can control how I respond to you. No. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and I want it to be my own. Don't you want to have your own experience in life around everybody, just to genuinely be who you are? That's weird. Like, say for a tree, right? The trees are planted in the ground. But could you imagine, like, sometimes this tree, every time you went by it, certain times when you went by it, it was an apple tree. Certain times other people went around it was bananas on there, and it would confuse me. I'll be sitting over there like, this banana apple daiquiri tree, whatever is it doesn't, it's confusing. It's really confused. It does not know what it wants to be. It doesn't even know what it was originally designed to be, because it's trying to be everything to everybody except what it truly is. You know? Then you got everybody confused. Some people come to you wanting bananas because the day before you was acting like a banana tree. You had bananas on your limbs. I got a taste for bananas, and when I come around you, it ain't no bananas, an apple there. I'm angry now because you have deceived me. You have put on airs. You told me, you showed me bananas from your limbs, and you advertised this. And then when I come back to you for the same thing that you advertised just the day before, and it's not there, I am now upset. I have a legitimate complaint against people like this. And it may be you, because it was me one time too. Hell, and I'm saying one time, this is last week. I still have behaviors that I'm trying to unlearn, you guys, and I'm just learning that I put on airs in front of people. I get around Christian friends that I used to go to college with, and I find myself still trying to do the dozens with them, knowing I don't like that shit. I don't like pretending to talk in tongues and shit. That shit ain't fun to me. That ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? Not to be funny, it wasn't funny back then. But I kicked it with them because I didn't want to be the eyeball sitting out, because I was too afraid to be that nigga that stand alone, bro. I don't need people, you know? But I was in college, I was young, and I was impressionable, so I did what I had to do to get along, to have quote-unquote friends, and I pretended like everybody else, even though I never did that shit. You can ask any of them. I never was, I never did all that, you know what I'm saying? I used to argue with them over and over again how, nah, man, the Bible is not saying this, but I ain't gonna rehash that. But you can ask anybody that went to college, to K-State, shout out to K-State, Kentucky State University, Frankfort, Kentucky. But yeah, man, and that switching up shit ain't cool. It ain't cool. And I dare any of you right now that's listening from the sound of my voice, that you've been convicted in your heart. You switch up around certain groups of people. You switch it up. You get around your people from the hood, and you add a little bit of hood swag to you. You know what I'm saying? You know how you do. Hey, man, some of y'all white people, y'all know y'all guilty of it too. You get around your black friends, and you get a little bit more swag to you, a little bit more swang, a little bit more slang to you. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more cool. And then you get around your other friends, then you get a little bit more Peter. You switch it up, man. So if you feel that conviction in your heart right now, you know what I'm saying? You can make a honest choice right now to switch that back up. Change that whole shit. You ain't got to switch up for nobody. Just be genuinely who you are. Now, I'm not saying if you ratchet, just be ratchet around everybody. No, sometimes you need to change that shit. Sometimes you need to change that shit. That behavior is just nasty. Sometimes just being, just loud and obnoxious and cussing all out and, girl, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do me. No, nigga, you just need to change that. That's some just nasty, ratchet shit. And quite frankly, it upsets us all when we're out in public and we get to see you acting like this. We don't say, look at her just being her genuine, true self. We say, that's ratchet as hell. Some of that shit need to just change, y'all. For real, I'm just saying, some of these behaviors need to change. And I'm going to be the one to challenge you on it. That's what this channel is about, man. We challenging behaviors that were learned and taught to us. Some of this through music, social media, movies, entertainment. They taught us these behaviors. They taught us how to act like this, and we have to unlearn them, because once we see how unhealthy they are to us as a community. Now, we're not talking about just, you individually. We're starting to think collectively as a community. Some of these behaviors are affecting our young kids, and you know what I'm saying, and the young kids are getting more and more bolder in their rebellion, more bolder in their disrespect, more bolder in it, and we're teaching them to be bold and aggressive about the wrong things. So it's time for us as the older generation, to start first doing that inside work on ourselves. I hate, man, one thing that bothers me more than anything else is when I find some of these cats that then jumped in line and teach these young kids, and they in churches teaching young kids, and they ain't did not one damn stitch of work on their own self. knowing you got hangups, knowing you still masturbate like crazy, my nigga, knowing you still addicted to porn, knowing you still be in everybody's DM trying to sleep with and you're married, and you sleep with dudes on the side. You got so much shit going on, and then you do what you do. But the whole point of what we're talking about today is, why would you be trying to teach anybody and you know you ain't even honest with your own self about your own self? Where they do that at? Right here on Earth. Obviously. But it's time to unlearn that shit, man. That's unhealthy behavior. It's sick, and it's a disease, and it really takes away from the joy of life and of living from you. When you have to pretend to be something that you're not around people, it just really takes away the joy of you being able to allow your true self to shine through. You have to pretend to be something else. You knowing you Pepsi, and you got to pretend to be Sprite around people, knowing people that done tasted Sprite, knowing you ain't got Sprite in you. Listen, man, I was raised in the church, right? Raised in the church. I'm talking about church boy, serious church boy, and everybody knew it through and through. No matter what group of people I hung around, I used to want to hang around my cousins coming up so bad, and they were so hood, like they was always out on the streets. They had the street, the respect of the streets. They talked it, they looked it, they did that. But I wanted to hang with them because I thought they was cool as shit. But I swear, every time I would get around them, if I started cussing, man, Kevin, what you doing cussing, bro? That don't even sound right coming from you. And they would call me out on it right in front of me, man. And you don't know how that would just like knock me down a few pegs. Like, damn, they right, man. Why am I trying to pretend to do this? You know what I mean? But I wanted to fit in so bad, you know what I mean? But truthfully, they wanted me around for me. They didn't want me around because they didn't want the church dude to pretend to be hood around them. They wanted church dude around. They wanted care. At that time, they wanted me to be there. And it's nothing worse than when somebody, okay, for instance, I'm about to talk about my Burger King bag. Now, this is by no means advertising Burger King, even though I'm just using the bag for an example. You go to Burger King, you make your order. You order your 4 items, and ooh, your mind can taste it already. It's in your mind. Your taste buds are already salivating because you know what you're anticipating. What's inside of this bag is exactly what I ordered. There's nothing more frustrating, nothing that will drive a man insane than to order some shit only to get home and find out what was told to you and promised to you that was in this bag is not in here. Ooh. Y'all seen some of these commercials, some of these videos where these people went back up to them fast food joints, going crazy, knocking out the windows, reaching for some chicken nuggets that they wasn't in their bag. It's real, man. Same is true for you. There's nothing more frustrating. There's nothing more irritating. Scratching your gums, irritating, than someone advertising to be something. Just to pretend and to put on airs to try to fit in with people. And then when they actually need thug Ken to come out, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no real thug in Ken. That's really Kenneth. But Kenneth wants to pretend to be Ken dog around y'all so he can fit in. So we need you to go ahead and stomp a nigga out. Come on, Ken dog. No, man, I'm Kenneth. I'm ready to go home. Why was you pretending to be something that you weren't, man? Then they would have never looked to you. Listen, man, if people know that you're about love and you're about peace, they're not gonna call for you in times of messy war and all that. They're not gonna call for you because that's not what you've been advertising yourself as. Now, if you've been advertising yourself as a machete, AK-47, toting this, that, and other, then when it's time for that shit to clap, they looking for you. And if you know you ain't really about that life, quit pretending to be something that you're not. Now listen, I say this in love because The moment you can stop putting on airs is the moment that you can start actually living and being you and being who you were truly designed to be. The world really needs you. We don't need this copy of whoever you think the world needs you to be. We just need you to show up. And if you start really putting in the work on you and really making the changes inside of you and unlearning all those nasty behaviors and personality traits that were given to us through media, through our parents, and through our environment, when we start unlearning and breaking all those habits and all those mindsets and taking all those helmets off that came with all those different programmed ideas about ourselves, man, you talking about a genuine, beautiful being. Genuine, organic. Most of us, we talk about the food that we eat got to be organic, but our personalities are GMO. Our identity right now, we everything we try to do, our speech, how we talk, our slang, our swag is Cardi B. My dress, my attire, my swag, my lingo, my rhythm in my talk is all Drake. You know what I'm saying? You GMO, bro. I don't care how spiritual you think you are. You can be vegan, 7-day vegan, all you want to be. But if your whole swag is a mixture of this, a mixture of Cardi B, a mixture of this, and a mixture of that, with a little sprinkle of me, then you GMO is as GMO can be. So I'm telling you, man, I say this in the nicest way I can, and in love. Let's really try to do the work. Take off those facades. And just really, really, really find out who you are. Find out what it is that I like. What do I like? Why do I like this? Challenge it. Damn, the only reason I even like this car is because my dad said he liked it. And he said it was a dope car, so I went and got it. But I never even liked the damn car anyway. I did it for approval from my dad. You see what I'm saying? When we start really breaking down our behaviors and why we're doing these things, it will free us and liberate us from these chains of having to continue to put on acts like we're in some kind of circus. Here comes the man who pretends to do all these things to please his father. And we come walking to the ring with all our chains on and start going through our acts. Dad, you want to go to church? Dad, you want to do this? Dad. And now, as soon as your dad's gone, you're out of his picture, you can take off your chains and go be who you really are? No, man. No, that wasn't the way life was intended for you to live. It's intended for us to live free, genuine. So if you want to be organic, you want to live, 7-day vegan challenge and all that stuff, which is great and it's commendable. How about we try to purge our personalities, purge our psyches of, really challenge ourselves. Why do I dress the way I dress? Who was the one that told me that this was cool? Who was the one that told me that talking and referring to black people as niggas and this, that, and other, and using all these, who said that was cool? Somebody did. And when you start challenging that shit, I guarantee you'll start realizing somebody else told us that shit was cool. And we embodied it and we took it in and made it ours. But it was something somebody else gave us. And a lot of our beliefs and our personal about how we see ourselves, everything was given to us from someone else. It's time for us to understand who we are, who we want to be, what we love about ourselves, what we love about this life, and embrace that and hold on to that and make that our own while getting rid of all the other things. Now, there's some things that we've learned from people that are good things that we want to keep with us. But know what's you and what's not you. That's the thing. Know what you're gleaning from someone so that at the end of the day you can give people credit. You know what? Who taught me to call people bitches was Uncle Leroy. Uncle Leroy, I'm gonna give you credit. That's not something I like to do. That was Uncle Leroy that taught me that. Give him credit. So then you can rightfully unlearn that shit. All right? All right, man, it's your boy Kev. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Please like, subscribe, and comment, man. Share these videos, and if you like what you heard, let me know in the comments, all right? Y'all take care. Have a blessed day. Sending you some positivity and some love and light. All right, y'all take care.